Okay, we're going to call to order the Austin Peay Board of Trustees meeting. Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins.
Here.
Trustee Berg. Here. Trustee Canada is absent. Trustee Jenkins.
Here.
Trustee Knight.
Here.
Trustee May.
Here.
Trustee Mueller is absent. Trustee O'Malley.
Here.
Trustee McGinnis. Here. Trustee Rowe.
Here. We have a quorum. This time I'd like to welcome Jacob Knight as our new student trustee. Jacob's a graduate student pursuing a Master of Science in Management. He earned a Bachelor of Business Administration with a concentration in marketing from Austin Peay in 2022. I know he'll be a great addition to our board. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay, trustees, the agenda for this meeting was provided to you in advance of the meeting. I move for adoption of the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the agenda is adopted. The minutes for the March 17th, 2023 board meeting were circulated in advance. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes?
Move approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Okay, at this time, I recognize President Licari, who will introduce today's campus spotlight.
Thank you, Chair Jenkins. It is my pleasure to introduce our speakers today. Dr. Prentice Chandler is Professor and Dean of the Erickson College of Education and has been at Austin Peay since 2017. He's held previous positions at the University of Cincinnati, Athens State University in Alabama. He's authored or co-authored over 50 works and has gained a national reputation for excellence and innovation in teacher education. Dr. Lisa Barron is Professor, Associate Dean, and the Director of Teacher Education and Partnerships in the Erickson College of Education. She earned National Board Certification, has worked as in an elementary school as a teacher, assistant principal, and curriculum coach. In the College of Education, she leads the work to develop partnerships with local school districts and oversees practicum, student teaching, and apprentices. So it is my pleasure to introduce the board to my esteemed colleagues from the Erickson College of Education.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you to the Board of Trustees for allowing us to speak this morning and for the invitation to provide an update on the great work coming out of the Erickson College of Education. In preparing my remarks for this morning, I am reminded of a quote that I used to use when I was a middle school football coach 20 years ago. And it was an African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We've all heard that one, right? The programs that we will describe this morning exist because we have decided to go together with these groups: local school districts, Tennessee Department of Education, Department of Labor, local teachers association, other colleges on our campus, nonprofit organizations, and community colleges. And that was 6 groups if you were counting. Before I get started, I would like to recognize our school partners across the state, namely Clarksville Montgomery County School System and Administrator Dr. Sean and Pierters. CMCSS has the best school leaders I've ever worked with, and without their willingness to collaborate and partner, none of this would be possible. I'd also like to thank President Licari and Provost Cronley for their support of our college. You would think that administrative support for colleges of education would be a given, but it's not. Just pick up the Chronicle of Higher Ed and you can see where that's not always the case. We are able to do great things at our university because our leadership supports and expects innovation. They expect great things. We have the green light to innovate. We have a moral imperative to innovate, and so we do. When I was at the Candlelight Ball in May, one of the award winners, Dr. Joe Greer, told a story about how he came to APSU as a freshman. He mentioned, and this is his quote, that APSU was the best kept secret in Tennessee. Heard this before, kind of agree that APSU is a great place to learn with even better people. But I don't think it's accurate when it pertains to the College of Education, because we aren't a secret anymore. I believe the Erickson College of Education is the most innovative college in the state, College of Education in the state, doing things that have never been done before and serving as a model for the rest of the country. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can ask the Washington Post and Education Week. two national media outlets that have recently covered the programs that we've started here at Austin Peay. Yesterday, I spoke with the Chronicle of Higher Education about our programs, and in July, we will be sharing our ideas at a U.S. congressional briefing on educator preparation in Washington, D.C. So no, the College of Education at APSU is not a secret. We are a national leader in educator preparation. Our profession is at a crossroads. Y'all have heard the negative news, negative stories in the news. With a teacher shortage caused in part by fewer and fewer people going into teaching, we have created pathways for people to become educators, tuition-free, while being paid to do so. In creating these programs, we have discovered that the narrative around the teaching profession is not entirely accurate. The narrative is not entirely accurate. Yes, we have a teacher shortage caused by economic and social disruptions, but the narrative that people don't want to teach is not accurate. As our programs show, people do want to teach and serve their communities. But we have to make our programs more accessible, affordable, and attractive. That's what we've done here at Austin Peay. We know that people want to teach because there is a waiting list for with some of our partner districts for aspiring educators to enter into our programs. During my 6 years as dean, we have shifted our thinking around teacher education and leadership prep. Historically, colleges of education educate teachers and districts hire them. That's pretty much where the relationship began and ended. We see this relationship in a new way. Preparation of teachers belongs to colleges of education, working in tandem with our school partners. There is talent within both organizations, and we should take advantage of this fact. Secondly, we must shift the way we recruit and prepare teachers and school leaders. And what follows, just to be clear, and what follows, we are describing teacher education and leadership prep. This version is just better than what we've done in the past. Think of these programs as Teacher Education 2.0. These programs are solutions to the pressing problems in the teaching profession: the national teacher shortage, increasing diversity in the teaching profession, and preparing more teachers in high needs licensure areas. The first innovative program that I'd like to highlight is our Aspiring Assistant Principals Network, or AAPN. For the past 3 years and going into this fall, APSU's College of Education is on pace to produce more school leaders than any university in the state. In an attempt to cater to working professionals in schools in 2019, we changed our traditional program into an accelerated one-year master's degree with updated coursework directly tied to the practice of being a transformational school leader. This includes job-embedded assignments and a cadre of leadership coaches to support students during their time in the program. In 2019, the Erickson College of Education was awarded $2.3 million to fund 100 graduate students' tuition per year, so these students could study, graduate, and earn a Tennessee leadership license completely tuition-free. This grant was expanded after a successful first year to cover 4 cohorts of students. That's 4 years. We have admitted over 300 students in the past 3 years. Our upcoming 4th cohort this fall is slated to admit over 220 students as the state has once again shifted additional funds and students into our program. To date, every single student who has graduated from this program has passed a national praxis exam. Our review of students indicates that we have increased the number of underrepresented groups to include males, students of colors, and students with disabilities. We have seen over 30% of our graduates move directly into leadership roles in their home districts to utilize their degree. The doctoral program in educational leadership was first offered at APSU in the fall of 2019, the first doctoral program in university history. It is a 3-year program where students address pressing problems of practice in both their coursework and dissertation. Designed for working professionals in K-12 schools, higher education, and other public and private organizations, this program can be completed online or with face-to-face elements, depending on individual needs. Since the inception of the program 4 years ago, we've had about 20 graduates, some of whom have gone on to work for Vanderbilt, the Tennessee Department of Education, and in greater leadership roles here at Austin Peay. Since 2019, enrollment has also more than doubled in size, with over 45 students currently in the program. This fall, we are welcoming 2 new cohorts instead of our usual 1. These additional 27 students include 8 international students from countries as far as Malaysia, Nigeria, and South Korea. To meet student demand, we are now offering 2 new concentrations, one in literacy studies one in socio-scientific studies, both of which have already met class sizes for this summer. Now I'd like to turn things over to Dr. Lisa Barron, our Associate Dean and Director of Teacher Education and Partnerships, talk about our Grow Your Own and apprenticeship programs that we have started.
In 2017, we did a reboot of our partnerships with local school districts in an effort to really listen and respond to their needs. Not surprisingly, we both had the same persistent challenges, which were to make a positive impact on the teacher shortage, increase diverse candidates and teachers, and produce more candidates in high needs areas, especially in special education. That discussion led to months of planning, reorganizing course structures, and thinking, what if? What launched in the fall of 2019 was a Grow Your Own program, but a different model that had ever been attempted in the state of Tennessee. This program is an accelerated program where the teacher residents earn their bachelor's degree in 3 years instead of 4. Modeled after the medical profession's idea of residency, they are employed by the school system as paraprofessionals while they are earning their degrees, where they teach and work alongside the very best teachers in the district. They are strategically placed in the schools with the highest needs, working with some of the lowest income students in the district. Their courses from Austin Peay are offered in 8-week terms, and the teacher residents complete 2 courses every term. Although the program is an accelerated 3 years, the rigor and high standards of the coursework remain the same. While they're in the program, they're offered wraparound support by both the district and the College of Education. Oh, and one more thing, it's absolutely free for the residents. That's right. Not only are they receiving pay and full benefits from CMCSS, but all tuition and textbooks are provided completely free to them. At the end of the program, the residents are licensed in elementary education, middle school science, or middle school math, depending on the pathway they choose. They are also licensed in special education. They all are immediately hired into teaching positions in the district upon graduation. Our first cohort of 34 students graduated last August. They entered their first teaching positions not like typical first-year teachers, but with the confidence and skills of third-year teachers. They were 35% ethnically diverse compared to 15% teacher diversity in the district. In the cohorts are single moms, former bus drivers, former school janitors, non-traditional age residents, as well as high school graduates. They all share a passion to teach and to positively impact students. They are changing the face of teaching. Since that first cohort, we have partnered with the local community colleges to offer 60 hours of the degree, and the program has now expanded to 4 rural districts, including Cheatham, Robertson, Dixon, and Hickman counties. CMCSS reports that they have a waiting list of more than 100 people waiting to get in the program. In 2022, CMCSS and Austin Peay were recognized as the first federally registered teaching apprenticeship program in the nation, a distinction that has garnered attention from the White House and Governor Bill Lee. We receive calls and requests weekly from school districts and university all over the universe. Well, not universe. That would be something, wouldn't it? Oh, well, you know, all over the United States who want to replicate this model with their partners. We have almost 200 residents currently in the pathway, and we are expanding the apprenticeship program to other districts in the state of Tennessee. People across the country are hearing the name Austin Peay and equating it with innovation in teacher education. While the Erickson College of Education has received a lot of attention for this innovative Grow Your Own Teaching Residency Apprenticeship Program, it is truly a university-wide effort. Almost every department across campus has supported this work, including academic affairs, admissions, financial aid, the grants office, and instructors at each of the colleges. This program at this scale would not be possible without all of these offices working together toward the goal of preparing more teachers. To date, we have received $1.2 million in state grants to partially fund this work, and for this, we're grateful. Even though I think we have already accomplished more than we ever thought we could, we are just beginning.
we're expanding across the universe. Big news, but you heard it here first. I'd like to end by saying that the work we're doing here at Austin P is the most important work taking place nationally in teacher education. I believe this is the most important work because it holds the promise of a new era of university-based teacher education, focusing on workforce needs and the promise of quality education for all children. And it all started right here in Clarksville, Tennessee. To conclude our remarks, I would like to invite you all as members of the Board of Trustees to our signing ceremonies in August. This is August 2nd and 3rd, 5 o'clock, I believe. Each year we have a signing ceremony where we invite school districts and the incoming teacher residents to sign their teacher contracts. It is truly one of the best days of the year, lots of tears and hugs. And I'd love to have you all there. Once again, thank you to President Licari and the Board of Trustees for this invitation to share our work this morning. And now we'll take some questions.
I was on the education committee for 12 years. See, and one of the statistics I heard all the time was that 50% of the students who started in education didn't finish there when they started college. Within 5 years after they left in teaching, they quit. I think you have is that fairly accurate?
Yes, yeah.
I think probably you're on to something where I think it'll be interesting to see in the next 5 years how many attrit out. I mean, obviously people have, they move and various things happen, but I bet your retention rate for what you're doing is going to be much, much higher than that.
I agree. And we're still too early to see the results of the teachers that are out there right now. You know, the statistic of, half of teachers quit within the first 4 or 5 years part. I have to believe that a person who went through traditional student teaching, who practiced teaching for 15 weeks one time, can't fare as well as someone who was in a school for 3 years straight working before they became a teacher. Lisa talked about this. You're a first-year teacher, but you're not really a first-year teacher because you've been in the schools for 3 years. So I think you're right.
It's going to be interesting to see the follow-up. I think you're really onto something with, because it is basically how we train physicians. I mean, it's an apprenticeship, and that's how medicine is done. It works very well, and you see very few people drop out of that. And I think your attrition rate is going to be very low, and I believe you're going to be copied around the country. I don't think there's any question about that.
Already happening.
I just like, yes, sir. Thank you. I just love the partnership with all the different groups, university, the university community, including Clarksville Education Group, and also the multi-county region that you're reaching to, because some of the counties in Tennessee we know are not as afforded opportunities as other areas of the state, just by virtue of where their counties are and rural. And coming from somebody that grew up in rural county, East Tennessee, Monroe County, this is fabulous to do this. So thank you. And teachers are so needed. We all know that. And to help educate. And there's so much passion about reading with children as well as other things. So I just thank you all truly for what you're doing. And the partnership's so key to get all the different stakeholders working together.
Yeah, so a lot of times when Lisa and I present at a conference, the people in the audience want to jump right into the third year and like, how do we do this? And our response almost every single time is, you have to get the partnership piece right first. You have to nail that down. And frankly, for our program, that took months of planning, months of meeting, months of phone calls and conversations. But it is an interesting thing when colleges of education ask communities, what do you need? As opposed to focusing in on what we'd like and what we'd need, asking districts, asking communities, what do you need? What can we do for you? But yeah, partnerships all day. Yeah.
Trustee O'Malley.
Thank you both for your leadership and the exciting innovation that this is bringing about. And I agree with Trustee Rowe that I think everybody across the universe doing this type of program or want to do if they have the right environment then to do it with. Quick question, what is socio-scientific studies?
Kyle, you want to take it? This question came up during our practice session and I kicked it to Kyle.
Sorry, Kyle.
we have quite a few faculty in the College of Education with science backgrounds. We have quite a few who are great social science professors as well. And so it's a combination of the two. And I think that's the layman's answer.
Yeah.
It's also how scientific knowledge is interpreted and understood through a sociological lens. So how we come to understand what is true and what is right and what constitutes real science. And we've seen that in our country over the past 4 years.
It sounds impressive too.
It's just a big word, right?
It's just a universal program. You might as well.
That will never die.
Congratulations, Dr. Barron. You've discovered new jargon for the College of Education.
The universe.
One district at a time.
Do we have any other questions? Thank you all so much for. Okay. This time I recognize Trustee May, Chair of the Academic Affairs Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting.
Thank you, Chairman Jenkins. Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Academic Affairs Committee meeting. The committee approved minutes from the March 17, 2023 Academic Affairs Committee meeting. The committee reviewed and approved the following action items, which are on the agenda for your approval today. Tenure upon appointment for Dr. Delynn Williams, and consideration of tenure appointment for Stephen Kirshner. Provost Conley presented an information item regarding the university college updates. And I was informed that our inaugural dean for the University of College, Dr. Loretta Griffin, may be in the audience. So could you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee May. Trustee May's report included 2 items requiring action of the board. Trustee May, do you have a motion for the board regarding tenure upon appointment?
Yes, sir, we do. You have before you a recommendation for tenure upon appointment for Dr. Delynn Williams, the next dean of the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences. By direction of the committee, I move to approve tenure upon appointment to Dr. Williams.
Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving tenure upon appointment for Dr. Williams, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Trustee May, do you have a motion for the board regarding another tenure appointment?
We do. You have before you information regarding the president's recommendation for tenure for Dr. Stephen Kirshner. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the tenure recommendation.
You've heard the motion to approve the tenure recommendation for Dr. Kirshner. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. I recognize Trustee McGinnis, Chair of the Student Affairs Committee, to give the report of the committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Student Affairs Committee meeting. The committee met and approved the minutes from the March 17, 2023 committee meeting. There were no other items or action items or information items on the agenda. That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Trustee McGinnis.
You're welcome.
I recognize Trustee Atkins to give us a report of the committee meeting for Business and Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee met and approved the minutes from the March 17th, 2023 committee meeting. The committee considered and approved 3 action items needing consideration of the board. 1, tuition and mandatory fees for the 2023-2024 academic year. Number 2, the estimated budget for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, and the proposed budget for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. And thirdly, capital outlay and maintenance request for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Vice President Ruparver also provided informational updates on the following item: the university's organizational chart. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Trustee Atkins, do you have a motion on tuition and mandatory fees for the 23-24 academic year?
Yes, I do, Mr. Chairman. You have before you a copy of the proposed tuition and mandatory fees for the 2023-2024 academic year. The proposed fees reflect a 3% increase from the last academic year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the proposed tuition and mandatory fees for the 2023-2024 academic year.
You've heard the motion to approve the tuition and mandatory fees for the 2023-24 academic year. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? I would just like to say that on a 3% tuition increase, this is not something that this board takes lightly. We know that we're the second most affordable university. I think the key thing is that if we look at increasing our fees 3% and inflation was 10.5%, then we backed up 7.5%, but we still have something to help offset the increased expenses we have due to inflation. So I'd just like to go down on record as saying that this is something that we were very serious about. Any further discussion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins.
Yes.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins.
Yes.
Trustee May.
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley.
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis.
Yes.
Trustee Rowe.
Yes.
The motion carries. Trustee Atkins, do you have a motion on the estimated budget for the 2022-2023 fiscal year and proposed budget for the 23-24 fiscal year?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. You have before you a copy of the estimated budget for the 2022 and 2023 fiscal year and the proposed budget for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the estimated budget for the 2022 and 2023 fiscal year and the proposed budget for the 2023 and 2024 fiscal year.
You heard the motion to approve the estimated budget for the 21-22 fiscal year and proposed budget for the 22-23 fiscal year. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins.
Yes.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins.
Yes.
Trustee May.
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley.
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis.
Yes.
Trustee Rowe.
Yes.
The motion carries. Trustee Atkins, do you have a motion on the capital outlay and maintenance request for the 2024 fiscal 24-25 fiscal year?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you have before you a copy of the capital outlay and maintenance request for the 2024 and 2025 fiscal year. And the direction of the committee, I move to approve the capital outlay and maintenance request for the 2024-2025 fiscal year.
You heard the motion to approve the capital outlay and maintenance request for 24-25 fiscal year. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Atkins.
Yes.
Trustee Berg. Yes. Trustee Jenkins.
Yes.
Trustee May. Trustee O'Malley.
Yes.
Trustee McGinnis.
Yes.
Trustee Rowe.
Yes.
The motion carries. Now we go into the executive committee report. Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's executive committee meeting. The committee approved the minutes from the March 18th, 2022 executive committee meeting. The committee also reviewed and approved 3 action items, which are on the agenda for your approval today. President's performance evaluation and incentive for fiscal year 2022-2023. President's base compensation for fiscal year 23-22. President's performance evaluation incentive plan for the fiscal year 23-24. Before we begin, President Lakari has asked to step out during this presentation and his compensation been discussed. Thank you. Information related to the president's performance evaluation was provided to you in advance of this meeting. During the executive committee meeting, an overview of the president's performance evaluation was presented and a recommendation made that President Licari qualifies for an incentive fiscal year 2023. By direction of the executive committee, I move the board approve a 10% incentive in the amount of $37,500 to President Licari for fiscal year 22-23. Since this is a motion of the committee, second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. By direction of the executive committee, I move that President Licari's base salary be set at $385,000 for fiscal year 2023-2024, based upon his positive performance evaluation and in order to keep in line with the median of the other LGI presidents. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Why don't you let Dr. Licari come back in? Dr. Licari, you have a job through 5 o'clock today.
Oh, that's good.
I voted no.
Okay. I recognize Trustee Rowe to give us a report of the audit committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to present the report of the audit committee meeting today. The committee approved the minutes from the March 17, 2023 audit committee meeting and the audit committee executive session. Committee also reviewed and approved fiscal year 2024 internal audit plan. Committee heard presentations on the following information item. Internal audit reports issued between February 18th, 2023 and May 11th, 2023 with a list of outstanding audit recommendations. And B, overview and recently completed external review. That concludes my report for the audit committee.
Thank you. Okay, I had a couple of pages stick together, so I've got one more thing to cover. By direction of the executive committee, I move that we adopt the same evaluation criteria and instrument for 23-24 that was used in 2022-2023 on the president's performance evaluation. Since this is a motion of the committee, second is not required. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, may I ask a quick question? The survey that you sent the Board of Trustees members to give our thoughts about the president's job performance this past that we just recently completed was good. My question is, could we look at making that maybe a little more content to it for next year's survey that you send out to the trustees? You just give, because I know in my own firm, our survey that we do as associates has a little more depth to it. This one was very brief, and I know maybe perhaps we were following on what had been done previously because of COVID, the pandemic, and just different things. I just thought I'd mention that for consideration. Just no negative reflection on the president. I think the president did a great job. I don't think it would be helpful as we evaluate, have some more content on that.
I'm the one that cut down the depth of the survey. When I'm doing surveys, if they want them filled out, it better be short. And I will be happy to talk to the committee. If anybody wants to add any questions to it, we'll be happy to take a look at that. Thank you, Trustee McGinnis. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that concludes my final report from the executive committee. Okay. We're being asked to approve several awards to individuals who have demonstrated their commitment to Austin Peay. Prior to asking for a motion, I invite Mr. Chris Phillips, Vice President of Alumni Engagement and Philanthropy and Executive Director of the APSU Foundation, to provide information on these awards.
Thank you, trustee chairman Jenkins, and thank you all for your time and your service. I can tell you from someone who gets to benefit of being here every day and as a two-time alumnus, we have the right people at the right place at the right time. So thank you for what you're doing to support us and help grow the Club for Life experience. It is my pleasure now to present to you the three recommendations for your annual awards for 2023, the philanthropist, the military service, and the service to the university. The first award, you received this ahead of time in your portal, so I'll give a brief description. Our recommendation for the philanthropist of the year is Google LLC. In 2018, Google broke ground on its data center near Clarksville. Since then, Google has given back to Austin Peay State University in many ways. The company provided Austin Peay State University students with internet access in parking lots during the national COVID-19 shutdown. Also during that time, they made a gift to the APSU food pantry to students who were financially affected by the pandemic. Google has since partnered with the APSU's Southeastern Grasslands Institute to restore the area around the data center to its original biodiversity. Google has also supported the APSU Center for Rural Education, Candlelight Ball, and various camps and projects hosted by APSU College of STEM. That is the suggestion for Philanthropist of the Year. The recipients of the APSU Trustees Military Service Award are brothers, as you can see, Bill and Phil Harpel. Bill is a 1974 graduate of Austin Peay. His twin brother Phil also earned his secondary education certificate from Austin Peay. Bill is a two-time former president of the Association of the United States Army, Tennessee, Kentucky chapter, and has received numerous military honors, has been named an honorary member of several military divisions and regiments. Bill was appointed a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army from 2006 to 2020, and in 2020 received emeritus status. In 2010, Bill and his brother Phil were in the first, quote, champions of Fort Campbell class. Bill has served on many local boards in the Clarksville area. He now works for the city of Clarksville as a military liaison. Bill Harpel was appointed as a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for Tennessee North in August of 2020. He became the military and government relations coordinator for the Clarksville Area Chamber of Commerce in October of 2018. Professionally, he has been the vice president and community market president for the Bank of the American Military Banking and chief of administration for Montgomery County, Tennessee. He's a graduate of Leadership Clarksville Montgomery County School System, Leadership Clarksville, and Leadership Middle Tennessee. Like his brother, he's also served on many local boards in the Clarksville area, has received many military honors, and been named an honorary member of several military regiments. He was selected along with his brother for the 2019 Army Aviation Association of America Outstanding Soldier in Family Support Award. Bill and Phil Harpel. And finally, the recipient of the Austin Peay Board of Trustees Service Award is Jim Durrett, the former mayor of Montgomery County, Tennessee from 2014 to 2022. His administration completed several projects that have benefited the local community and Austin Peay State University, such as the Downtown Commons and the F&M Bank Arena, a 250,000 square foot facility that is home to Austin Peay men's and women's basketball, and will begin hosting university community events probably today, right, Gerald? Jim and his wife, Mary, have supported Austin Peay through the Candlelight Ball and various other athletic and academic funds. And finally, I am proud to say we have a naming request. And this naming request, the committee met on May 1st, 2023. In accordance with APSU naming policy 7009, the committee members recommend that the beach volleyball area in the Maynard Athletics Complex at Austin Peay State University be named after the Billy Atkins family in honor of their generous $100,000 gift to benefit Austin Peay's women's athletic programs. The proposed name is the Atkins Family Beach Volleyball Facility. The full minutes from the meeting are in the portal that you received in advance. That is my report, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Chris. You've heard the explanation from Mr. Phillips. We will take these up as a group. Do I hear a motion to approve the following awards? Google as the APSU Philanthropist of the Year. Bill and Phil Harpel as the Govs Who Lead Through Military Service recipients. Jim Durrett as the Govs Who Lead Through Service recipients.
So moved.
I have a motion. We have a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay. Also, we have a naming of the beach volleyball for the Atkins family. Do I hear a motion that we name that for the Atkins family?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, thank you so much, Billy.
My daughter, granddaughter, they're giving their inheritance away.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's see. Okay. At this time, I recognize President Macari to give his report and to also report on any interim items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy to give you the final closure on some of the state budget results. As I've been informing the board throughout the budget process for the state. Of course, we did secure the additional funding necessary for the health professions building. Thank you to our legislative delegation and the hard work of Dr. Clark as well. The groundbreaking for the health professions building is scheduled to be held on August 21st. So you are all invited to a ceremony that morning. Another piece of good news out of the state budget is the last round of funding for the creation and launch and establishment of our Institute for National Security and Military Studies. And as you saw previously in the estimated budget that you approved, we also received a nice bump in state appropriations for Austin P, and a lot of that was due to our top again performance in the outcomes formula for the state of Tennessee. We came out again on top in terms of the percentage increase from the state. So very proud of the hard work that everybody does on campus in order to make sure that that our students are moving towards graduation and that we're conferring degrees in a timely fashion. I'm also very proud that Austin P State University was just awarded the Tennessee Board of Regents Philanthropy Chancellor's Award for Philanthropy in recognition of our partnerships with and support for our local TCAT campus, the TCAT Dixon Clarksville campus. We've collaborated on a number of grants with them, have provided professional development for their faculty, have opened our doors to our Military Family Resource Center, to their students. Through collaborative grants as well, we've been able to open our student health service to their students. And although I'm sitting up here with this nice medal, it's not due to anything that I particularly did other than try to inspire the good work of everybody on campus. So for Dr. Cheb Brooks, I'd like to say thank you to you for your leadership and innovative spirit, collaborative spirit, and all of those grants. Walt Lord, in his never-ending search to support every last military-affiliated student out there, and to Dr. Maria Cronley for her inspirational leadership in academic affairs. That's where this all came from, and so congratulations to all of you and all of everybody on campus for this. As it's June, I sort of wanted to tick through a couple of year in review kinds of things. In academics, you've heard the themes of high quality educational experiences in an incredibly innovative environment. We heard a great presentation from the Erickson College of Education in the spotlight earlier in the meeting today. That is an exemplar of the attitude that we have here on campus regarding what we're doing academically. The College of Business, it was such a wonderful piece of good news to be able to share with the public regarding our approval to launch our MBA program. I also want to say thank you to our local banks, Legends Bank, F&M, for their partnerships and investment in our College of Business. The quality is there in terms of what our students are doing. We have a Goldwater Scholar, which is the nation's top STEM award to undergraduate students. These are very, very rare. They're very hard to get. And one of our physics students won it. We also have a Fulbright Scholar out of the School of Music. We have a faculty member off on a Carnegie Fellowship right now. Grant dollars hit a record amount of expenditures again this year at more than $11 million, which is up from just under $10 million last year. So that was a sizable improvement. And we just had, within just the last couple of weeks, about $9 million announced for the Southeastern Grassland Initiative. And that's money to be spent moving forward. So the high quality and innovative spirit of our academic endeavors is truly remarkable. We had a great first season in the ASUN football conference championships. Always nice to have that trophy in the athletics offices. Most sports made their ASUN tournaments, including high seeds for women's basketball and women's tennis, record sponsorship revenue, and graduation rates and student athlete GPAs that are the envy of most schools and most conferences. In advancement, a very, very strong year, excluding the Maynard gift that we received last year. The cash raised and money raised this year is well ahead of last year. We moved faculty and staff giving from about 3% of the faculty and staff to more than 30% of the faculty and staff in just 2 years. A record number of donors for Gov's Give, and we absolutely demolished the goal and the record set for net proceeds from Candlelight Ball. And so that is testament to the hard work of Chris and his unit, but it's also a testament to the high quality of the university, because I don't call donors donors, I call them investors. And people want to invest in things that they know they're going to get a return, some kind of return from. So very, very proud. You heard earlier today in the org chart overview about the creation of a new division on campus, the Division of Military and Veterans Affairs. Walt Lord, who was serving as the military advisor in residence, title is changing now to vice president. And so very, very excited about our continued improvement in setting the platinum standard. It used to be gold standard, but we've leveled up. So it's now the platinum standard in serving military students and military affiliated students. We are the best, absolutely. And that does not mean, though, that we're going to rest on our laurels. So we'll continue to push. Very excited to bring our new VP for Student Affairs in, Dr. Leonard Clemens. He will start on July 10th, but I also want to make sure that I say publicly thank you to Greg Singleton for his service over the last, 15 months or so as the interim vice president for the Division of Student Affairs. You've done a great job, Greg, and I thank you. I also want to make sure that I publicly thank our faculty trustee, Elaine Berg. This is your last meeting. I'm going to miss your input and your support and your friendship. You're not going anywhere, though. You're staying on the faculty for at least a little while longer. So it's good. It will be good to continue to see you around. It really has been a joy to work with you, and thank you for your service to Austin Peay in your role as trustee, as well as in your role as a faculty member and as a faculty leader. Thank you, Elaine. And I want to conclude my remarks by saying thank you to the board for your support. I really do appreciate it. I'm humbled to be in this position, and being an effective president is a lot easier when I've got the support of the Board of Trustees behind me. And so I say thank you to that. However, like I did last year, I will be donating the entire raise back to the university. And so just want to make sure that I'm expressing my appreciation, but then also making sure that the university is better off as a result. Finally, your packet includes lists of contracts and agreements that have been executed, state building commission actions that have occurred since the last board meeting. Thank you, and that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Licari. Board of Trustees, I'd like to thank Dr. Licari and Gerald Harrison for the incredible event that we had last night at the F&M Arena. It was incredible. I'd like to thank Jim Durrett for his foresight in making all that possible and building that facility. College athletics, that's the front court of any college. And we've got strong recruiting tools now with the F&M Arena. We've got great football, great basketball coaches, great baseball. I think Austin P is headed to places that we've never been before, and it's so proud to be a member of Austin P. So thank you all for all that you've done, and thank you for showing us a great time last night. This concludes our agenda. Are there any other comments? Before we adjourn the meeting, I want to take this opportunity to recognize and thank Trustee Elaine Berg, who is completing her term as faculty advisor trustee. Trustee Berg has been an outstanding and engaged trustee, and we appreciate her service to the board and the university. Reminder, our next regularly scheduled meeting will take place September 15th, 2023. I move that the meeting adjourn.
Second.
We have second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.